Beshem Hashem Nase V'Naseach. We continue with Zohar Hakadosh. Tonight is the Lag BaOmer of Tav, Shin, Pei Gimel, and Be'ezrat Hashem we're learning Zohar Hakadosh for the Hilulah of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. We're going to learn the Zohar Hakadosh that is brought in Chok LeIsrael of Parashat Acharei Mot of the Yom Revi'i. So this Zohar Hakadosh talks about the importance of living in Eretz Israel, that a person should actually make Aliyah and live in Eretz Israel and then be buried in Eretz Israel, as opposed to a person who never lived in Eretz Israel and after death he decides to be buried in Eretz Israel. And as we know, Zohar Hakadosh is against this. And as we're going to see, it is not recommended for a person who never lived in Eretz Israel to go and be buried, to get buried in Eretz Israel for Kebulah, to take that individual there for Kebulah. I remember myself that there was a particular case that somebody passed away, and I asked Harav Natan Nishilita that if it's a good idea for the deceased to be buried in Eretz Israel. And Harav said, no, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea because a dead person is tameh, and we don't want more tumah in Eretz HaKadusha, or many other reasons. So this is a machloket among sources. According to some, it is okay to go get buried in Eretz Israel. According to Zohar Hakadosh, it is not okay. And some say if a person lived in Eretz Israel for some time, and then he came Chutz La'aretz, he lived in other places other than Eretz Israel, then he is allowed to go back and get buried in Eretz Israel. But nevertheless, it's better if a person once lived in Eretz Israel and then came Chutz La'aretz, outside of Eretz Israel, then towards the last years of his life, at least he should try to go back and again make Aliyah, live in Eretz Israel. This way should not be that just the dead body coming back to Eretz Israel. Okay, so Zohar Hakadosh says, K'maaseh Eretz Misraim, Asher Yeshavtem ba lo ta'asu. The pasuk says that one should not do like the Egyptians. Whatever they did, you should not do. And there was, right? They did certain wrong deeds. Do not emulate those. Rabbi Chia explains this, that this pasuk is referring to the tum'ah of other goyim nations. Le'achoz le'kanefot haaretz, that there is a certain tum'ah, there is a certain impurity that is all around, right? And that is the tum'ah that comes from Reshaim to Alenu Yehudim. Right? Tan'ah Shaninu. We learned in the Mishnah that Zamin Rucha Birichu the Ka'a Le'ar'ei, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu later on Hashem is going to clean his land. He refers to Eretz Israel. Mikol mis'avota the amin of the avodah zarah the sa'ivula, from all the tum'ah, all the impurities that the goyim, other nations who worshipped avodah zarah, who worshipped false gods, brought to Eretz Israel. right? And they did Avodah Zarah in Eretz Israel, right? And all the Ruchot Ra'ot, all the impure spirits and the impurities that they brought to Eretz Israel, right, to living in Eretz Israel. Kahayman Dachid Bemaltei Van Ar Minufa Mine. And this refers to, right, Antinofet Mimena. This refers to impurities of the Goyim, right, and the influence of the Goyim. V'chol inun de'itqarrebu be'ar'a kadisha lemishte lon levad. And any person, right, any nation, any Goyim, that they be buried in Israel, they bring, right, impurity. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu later on will expel them, will take them out from his land, Eretz HaKadusha, to the other places, making Eretz HaKadusha pure. Da'aka'a ar'a kadisha besitra akhra. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will clean Eretz Israel from the impurity of Sitra Akhra. Kiviyachol tehave mit zanna lish'ar ravre'e amin. That this impurity of other nations, it is as if it is bringing the is bringing certain shefa, certain influence that comes from other nations. It could even come through food that comes to Eretz Israel, the impurity. Utakabbela misavuta dilehon uladevra lon. And also, this impurity comes from that which we conduct with the Goyim, with the other nations that do Avodah Zarah. Their influence would make us impure. Zamninda the adka'ala varal lon levar. And later on, La'atil Lavo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the future, near future, Be'ezat Hashem b'mera b'yamenu, right, will clean his Eretz Israel from all the impurities that came to these nations. Rabbi Shimon habe medakei turei lit veria. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai alav shalom, right, was cleaning the mountains of the Teveriah that's in north from the impurities of the Metim. So in other words, he used to clean, he knew how to get rid of the impurity of the dead bodies in Teveriah. V'kol have taman mit have salir le. Whoever was buried in Teveriah, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai would pick it up, pick that body, and clean that land. Umedakei ar'a. This way, the Ares of Teveriah became clean. Umeba'er et ma'alat shel mi shegar v'chayav be'eretz Israel. Zohar Hakadosh goes on to explain the importance of a Yehudi living in Eretz Israel. At the same time, a Yehudi should not encourage a goy to go live in Eretz Israel. Should not even tell the goy, go see Eretz Israel, this beautiful land, go tourism. No. We do not want impurity of the idol worshippers, right, of the Goyim come to Eretz Israel. So much so that it's prohibited for a Yehudi to sell piece of land in Eretz Israel to a Goy. Because again, that's Eretz HaKadosha, that's the land that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Yehoshua captured it from the nations, and throughout the ages, we paid a very expensive price of living in Eretz Israel. Right? So one needs to keep that in mind. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai used to clean Teveria, Ubazeh Haya Metaheret Haaretz, and explains that Bimei Shelo Gar Chayav Be'eretz Israel, ולאחר מותו מביאים אותו לארץ ישראל להקריב בה ומבאר את מעלת. So explain, a person who lived in Eretz Israel, right, and that person who gets buried there, that's okay. But a person who didn't live in Eretz Israel and he was a stranger to Eretz Israel while he was alive, and then we bring him to Eretz Israel after death, Tana, we learn, Dichtiv, it says in Yirmiyah, Vatavou v'tetameu et arsi, v'nachalati samtem leto'eva, that you came and you made my land impure. This is the Nebuah. It refers to when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives Eretz Israel to his nation. And you brought to'eva, impurity. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Zaka Chulga Man Dezake Bechayu Lemishalei Madurei Be'ara Gadisha. Praiseworthy is the portion of a person who merited to live in Eretz Israel, Eretz HaKadosha, while he was alive. The call man Dezachela, that whoever is Zohar to live in Eretz Israel, Zohar Lahangeda Metaliyah Dishmaya Dile'ella Denachet al-Arsa al-Ar'a, that whoever merits to live in Eretz Israel, and from the Shefa of Eretz Israel he rejoices, i.e. from the Tal, from the dew of Eretz Israel he rejoices, right? That individual is benefiting from Eretz Israel. וכל man לזכי در קדשרה בחיוי בהי ארעה קדישה, and whoever is zoche, whoever merits to connect while he is alive to Eretz HaKadosha, זכי תתקשרה לבטה בארעה קדישה ila'ah. Then he will be zoche, right, that later on, after 120 years of living in this olam hazeh, in this heaven, in this physical world, he would get to the heavenly world in a section that has utmost kedusha, right? Midah keneged midah, measure for measure. You lived in Eretz Israel, right, with kedusha, with tahara. After 120 years, you live in the heavenly world in the sections that has utmost kedusha wa tahara. May Hashem mezakeh us. V'kol man dela zachei b'chayehu, and whoever did not live in Israel while he was alive, u'me'aitin le leitachavera taman, and then after he passed away, he died, right? His body was brought to Eretz Israel. Alei ketiv, on such a person, the pasuk says, right? V'nachalati samtem leto'eva, as we said before. V'nachalati, my nation was given to the impurities, to the to'eva, to those who are impure. Ruchei nafiq b'shuta nuchra'a achara. Because מפני שרוחו יציאה בחוץ לארץ שהיא רשות נוכרית אחרת. Because that ruach, that neshama lived in outside of Eretz Israel, which is Eretz Nochriya, that belongs to the Goyim. וגופי עתי תחת רשותה דערעה קדישה. And that reshut of the Eretz, the boundaries of Eretz Israel, the land of Eretz Israel, right? שחוברים אותו באדמה ארץ הקודש. והרי בזה כביכול אבית חודש חול. Wow, what it means is Eretz Israel is Kadosh. When a dead body who never lived in Eretz Israel or comes to Eretz Israel is making the land of Eretz Israel impure, is making Kadosh turn to become Chol. Kadosh, holy, become to mundane. A Chol Chodesh, that's and also, if a person lives in Eretz Israel, he makes the Chol to, right, he brings his body that is Chol, all those characteristics that are Chol, and he makes it Kadosh with the just living in Eretz Israel. The Abi Eretz Israel Machkim, just living in Eretz Israel makes a person smart. Umeva'er, and Zohar Hakadosh goes on to explain, right, in Eretz Israel, right, the body of a Jew is not mundane, is not as mundane as other places in the whole world. Right? שאדמת עפר ארץ ישראל מכפרת את עוון הנחש. That just the land of Eretz Israel would bring forgiveness to the head of the nachash, right? To the snake, to the original snake, right? That caused Lashon Hara, caused Adam and Havva to eat from Etz Hadat. וכל מן לזכר למפק נשמתה בהרעה קדישה. Whoever is zocher, that while he lives in Eretz Israel, he dies in Eretz Israel, it kaperu choboy, his sins, his chataim are forgiven. וזכה להתקשרה תחת גדפו דשכינתה. And he would be zocher, he will become zocher, right, to come under the kanfei Shekhinah, to come under the wings of Hashem. Hashem protects him. Dichtiv, as the pasuk says, Vechiper admato amo. Vechiper admato amo. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and brings kapara to his nation through his land. Goes on to explain Zohar Hakadosh. A person who lives in Eretz Israel, not only that brings forgiveness, his own body becomes Kadosh. Right? Velo od ella izache b'chayui. If he lived in Eretz Israel while alive, zache lit mashecha alei rucha kadisha tadir. That causes that he would be zoche to have a ruach that is kadosh all the time. The af gufo kadosh. Not only his ruach, his body also becomes kadosh. V'kol man leyativ birshuta achara. Whoever lives in other places, right? Sheyoshev Reshut Acheret, that he lives in Chutz La'aretz, it mashach alei rucha de'achra nuchreta. That causes his ruach becomes a stranger, right? And gets impure with sifra akhra lo aleni. Right? Te'ana, we also learn. Kat saliq Rav Hamnuna Saba lechatam. When Rav Hamnuna Saba got to Eretz Yisrael, Havei imei Tereisar benei Netivta delay. He had with him, right, Tereisar, right, that is 12, right, students of his yeshiva with him. Amar lehon, he told them, I ana azel de'archada. If I go to the derech of Eretz Yisrael, love al dide qa avidna. Right? La al sheli ana osezod. Lo al sheni ani osezod. I don't do this for myself, that I am going to Eretz Yisrael. Ella lehataba piqduna lemarei. That I am going there bishvil oni, because of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem is my owner. Lahashiv et haneshama shei piqadon biyado la'adonai. That to return the neshama that Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave to me, and that is as a plural, that's the piqadon, right, that has been with me. Tenenan, we learn, kol inun de la zachu lehai b'chayu, that any person that would not be zoche, that is not zoche to live in Eretz Yisrael while alive, and he dies in Chutz La'aretz, ativin piqduna demarchon de'archa. Harehem meshivin et apikadon adoneihem לאחר שהם מוסרים את נפשם ביד החיסון שהם השרים שולטים באותו מקום, ואי אפשר לנשמתם לשאת אם לא יימסר ביד השר ההוא. Every land has a messenger, has somebody who is supposed to bring these neshamot of the Yehudim who were buried there. Right? So this neshama has to come through this messenger, if I understand this correctly. Umisham al yado tichnas el hechal hamelech. And through this messenger, right, the neshama that was buried would be granted to come to the hechal of Hashem, right, to the place that Almighty's Shekhinah is. Venimset mesura biyad achisonim. So it comes out that he needs to come through strangers. Besarich san gorim lahasira miyado im eina kol kach leuya. And what about if he is not ra'ui, if he is not fit to be brought to Eretz Yisrael? Then he needs to be redeemed. He needs a sanegor. He needs a defender. He needs a defensive attorney, spiritual defense attorney to save him. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak beginei kach. Rabbi Yitzchak says, because of this, right, Eretz Yisrael has no sarim, doesn't have the kelipot, doesn't have the messengers, doesn't have the impurities of the outside of Eretz Yisrael at all. Kol man da'avar meinun zinin bishin or reshuta achara ba'ar'a, that whoever shema'avir ne'otam luchot ra'ot או מרשות אחרת בארץ ישראל על ידי מעשיו הרעים, whoever brings impurities with his bad deeds to Eretz Yisrael, ar'a ista'abad. The eretz of Eretz Israel becomes tameh, because he brought the impurities and the kelipot to Eretz Israel, right? And with his bad deeds, he is bringing impurities of the body and the nefesh to Eretz Israel. Vale hahu gibar, says Zohar Hakadosh, right? Voy, oy vavoy on such a person. Hashem should have rachamim on us. Vale nafshe, voy on such a soul. Deha ar'a gadisha lo mekabbela lelebatar. Because the Eretz Israel, Eretz Hakadosh, would not want to accept such an impure person. Right? Machmat tum'at gufo v'nafsho, because of the impurity that his nefesh and his ruach has. Right? So obviously, if a person wants to go to Eretz Israel, he needs to make teshuvah. He needs to make sure that he knows Torah and Mitzvot, and then he makes aliyah to Eretz Israel. Because as Harav Eliyahu Netanyahu Shedita and many Gedolei Hador tells us, in Eretz Israel there is a lot of dinim, right? There is a lot of accidents that happen in Eretz Israel, right? And those refer to the dinim. Right? And a person who has Torah and Mitzvot, he would be more than welcome to come to Eretz Israel. Allah katuv yetammu chata'im min haaretz ba'olam hazeh u'ba'olam haba, that the person is supposed to clear and clean the impurities from his haaretz, from his land. Not only in this world referred to olam hazeh, Eretz Israel, also in the olam haba. Ureshaim od enam, and if you clean the land of Eretz Israel from impurities, then there won't be any wicked people among you. That influence, if you uproot it, if you destroy it, right, then there is no Reshaim, there is no wicked. Right? Techiyat Ametim especially refers to Techiyat Ametim. By Techiyat Ametim, right, according to many opinions, the Reshaim would not come to life anymore. Kedin, as it says, Barechi nafshi et Hashem, Alleluia, that my soul blesses Hashem, may Hashem be blessed, and Omar, Amen. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen, Amen.